Detroit Den 313. We are back. Steve and Will talking that Detroit Lions football. But before we get started, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the bell icon so you don't miss any of our new content. Steve, a thing that we thought was going to happen happened. What was that thing?
Oh, I knew it was going to happen. DJ Reader came to town today, had an official visit, official check-in, whatever you want to call it, interview, meeting, gathering of the minds, brunch with the Detroit Lions today. We knew he was going to leave a Detroit Lion. It all just came down to medical. Hey, let me get my eyes on you. Let me get these doctors in here. Let's take a look at that paperwork. Let's do an inspection. Let's throw some numbers out. Let's get a deal done. That's exactly what happened today. I'm not surprised.
Exactly.
I'm not surprised at all. Are you?
I'm not surprised at all. I did get a little antsy. I'm not gonna lie. Around high noon, when I was like, "Man, we haven't figured this thing out yet. You've been here since yesterday. You should have got here first thing this morning. What are we doing?" I did get a little nervous then. I'm not gonna lie, but when it came
DJ's a
out,
big boy. You know, he had to go stroll around through downtown Detroit and check out them Coney dogs.
hey man, I get it. I get it. I'm just not even gonna lie to the
hit up,
people. I'm
hit up
not
Bazookies.
when I didn't see it at noon. I got a little nervous, man. I got a little nervous, but we got the deal done, and I'm overjoyed. How do you feel about it?
I like it a lot. I think it's probably the headline of the free agency class, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think we shored up a lot of things. Listen, if you haven't been watching our show or if you're brand new to this channel, we understand that DJ Reader himself, as a single individual, is not a pass rusher. But we understand what he can do schematically to open up for defensive ends, mainly a guy by the name of Aiden Hutchinson. He's going to benefit the most from this signing. Lee McNeil, let me ask you a question, Will.
Fire it.
No bias. Does Detroit have a top 5 defensive tackle duo in the NFL with Reader and McNeil? I can't picture or name 2 better defensive tackles on the same team.
I'm not gonna say that yet. But I think there's definitely a potential there. There's definitely a potential, but I gotta see what this thing kind of looks like. I'm gonna get them on the field first before I say it, but I think there's definitely a potential there. And if we're getting crazy, I think there's a potential for a 3-headed monster, which is kind of where we were gonna go, moving a little bit forward, and that's before that we draft Fisk at pick 29. So, because I still think that could be a potential that's not off the table. So, or if we at 61, we go get a Ruka, but that's not what this is about. This is about DJ Reader coming to town, and I'm overjoyed about it, man. And you guys, if you watch the show, you know I'm petty. Keep receipts. So you guys that are saying like this is a dumb signing, it's a waste of money, just go watch the film, man. Just go watch the film. I am in a little bit of the minority because I do believe that he creates a pass rush. It's just not a pass rush that creates sacks for him. It's a pass rush that creates pressure on quarterbacks up the middle.
Agreed.
When he puts the center of the guard in your face, it's not a comfortable place to throw from. And when Aiden and whoever else is on that opposite edge is coming rushing off of that edge, and you want to step up in a nice, warm, cozy pocket, and you got his guard or your own guard and your own center sitting in your lap, it's not gonna be a nice place to be.
Well,
Right.
you're backpedaling for your life.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal signing, man. It's a huge deal. It's a big day for Detroit football. Brad Holmes again is underrated. I'm seeing a lot of people still undermining him. A lot of people talking crap about this dollar menu free agency, and this is not dollar menu. This is somebody that we did a show on a long time ago saying that we wanted, and we got talked bad about then. He's somebody that's here now. I'm excited, and I think it's a big deal, man.
Yeah, I love the signing. I like the pressure he can provide. I will say this: there's literally, I don't want to get too far ahead because I know we're going to talk DJ for a little bit, so I'll hold off on that question. But DJ Reader, he's not going to be like a guy who takes over a game, but he can go out and wreck a game.
Yeah,
he can go out and be a guy who can. You want to run the ball? I don't think so. Not a chance. I'm 6'3", 335 pounds. Next to me is a Lee McNeil. I don't know what he's weighing these days. His body's kind of been fluctuating the last 2 seasons, so I don't know what he's currently sitting at. I know he lost 30 pounds last year or something like that, but I think our guys in the middle are just plugs who can push pockets back as well. So like you said, yeah, he's not a when I say he's not a pass rusher, like he can provide pressures. Yes, he's gonna. Those two defensive tackles are gonna take them guards, them centers. They're gonna take them on a ride. Aiden Hutchinson, you got a one-on-one with whatever tackle you're lining up against. Win your one-on-one matchup. I will say this. I guess we'll just get right into it. I think we need one more defensive end. I have questions about Marcus Davenport. If his ceiling is what we think it could be, good night. It's over. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. I everybody in the world has questions about Marcus Davenport. That's why we got him on a dollar menu deal, man. But the upside's there. I'm excited for it. A first round pick that we got for cheap. But either way it goes, we still got Kaminsky, we still got Pascal. Now with a guy that is demanding 2 large men deal with him in DJ Reader. So that should open up some things for even those guys who may not be pure pass rushers, but they're guys that are going to be in that third season that we talk about when we're talking about Pascal, getting better, right? Developing, maybe seeing that peak that we see in those third seasons, kind of like Ife Melifonwu again. I like to talk about, made that turn third season, broke out. Another person that I think that we haven't talked about yet that this is going to help out is Jack Campbell, a young Jack Campbell. DJ Reader is going to be taking on 2 guys. That means that guard that's trying to go up to the next level and get on those linebackers, they're going to be dealing with DJ, right? And Jack Campbell's going to be running around free. And if he's not running around, it's going to be Anceloni. And if it's not him, it's going to be Derek Barnes. So there's options there. It might be Edrin Cooper. Who knows? But maybe there's going to be. This is a man who demands a double team. I don't care what you say about him. And it's rare that I say too much to our comment section that's kind of crazy. But if you can't appreciate the fact that DJ Reader is going to come to Detroit and demand a double team, then you just don't know football. Right? You just don't know football. Watch the film. He is a mammoth of a man. He plays like a mammoth of a man. And that's not all it's about. Here's another thing that we kind of alluded to it, and then he spoke to it in a press conference today. One, he got straight up asked about Broderick Martin. Is he familiar with him, right? And how does he feel about being a mentor? Did he have mentors? He mentioned the dude. If you're talking about a guy jamming up the middle, he mentioned Vince Wilfork, right? Being one of his mentors. Thought that was super awesome. He mentioned being the type of guy who would gladly adopt the role of mentoring a young guy. He said he couldn't wait to talk to him, get with him, watch film, talk ball, get him an understanding of how to do this thing the right way. Those are things that are also going to be assets. Having team guys here. He said he couldn't wait to get with Aiden Hutchinson and help him out, being a guy that could free him up and have him have the opportunity to just go rush the passer and go hunt and be a great teammate, motivate him. If there's any times when he's down, pick him up. We didn't just get a guy that is just going to be a plug. We're going to get a great teammate. And then the icing on the cake, Steve, you talk about it all the time, so I know you can appreciate this. Sam Laporta's interview when he said, I like to physically dominate people, right? He made mention of that. They asked him, what do you love about being a defensive tackle? Physically dominating, being physical.
And that's exactly what he does.
And that's exactly what he does. We got a dog, man. We got a dog. I'm excited for it. And for those of you who aren't excited, I don't know what's wrong with you. You guys talking about the quad injury. Last time he had a quad injury, he even made mention of that. That's something that I already knew. He came back and went to the Super Bowl and had a sack in the Super Bowl. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing people saying that we're shopping at the discount store, the dollar store, or the IR store because we have a lot of guys with some injury marks. But let's just say all of these guys play. Our defensive line is going to be nasty. Marcus Davenport, first round talent, all the potential in the world. Stay healthy. DJ Reader, absolute plug, taking on 2 guys. Stay healthy. Ali McNeil, stay healthy. Aiden Hutchinson, been healthy, stay healthy. That's your starting defensive line more than likely. Now, DJ Reader comes in and he's got some playoff experience as well. You talked about the Super Bowl. Not many people on this Detroit Lions team have played in a Super Bowl. We're getting some more experience. We're getting a mentor. Talk about Broderick Martin. What's he like, 6'6", 340? We're talking about defensive tackles, 2 defensive tackles. I've said this before. I'll say it again. 2 defensive tackles potentially could be in that lineup if Broderick, shows some growth. 2 DTs that are close to 700 pounds fighting against you. How do you move those guys? You can't. You're not moving 700 pounds, even if it's 3-on-2. They're fighting back. It's just plugs. What's that going to do? Them linebackers, like you said, they're flying around, making plays. There's more space for them to run. Those guards, those centers aren't gapping down and getting up to that next level. They're getting free. They're getting loose. I love it, man. DJ Reader, I think we talked about him, back in December? When
I
we were
can't remember.
maybe
When we first started
early
talking,
off season.
yeah, when we
Yeah,
first started,
maybe
when we
early
talking
off
talking
season.
free
We were
agency.
just kind of sitting here. We weren't recording. We were just kind of shooting the shit, looking at some free agents. And I said, "Ooh, DJ Reader." And you said, "Didn't he just tear his quad?" We kind of started going down that rabbit hole back then of, yeah, he tore his quad. It's the second time, but he's coming back. He's going to be okay. He's going to be a free agent. Maybe we get him for a little cheaper. 12 and a half million, something like that. I think that's a hell of a deal.
It is a hell of a deal,
2 years,
man.
27 million. So what's that? That 13 million a year? Like that's a lot of money to people like us. You and me, 13 million, life-changing money. You give me $13 million again, you'll never see me again. Let's just put it this way. Just know that I'm in a better place on an island somewhere with a drink. Okay. It's not a lot of money in the NFL. But I think I don't want to say value. I think it's a fair deal for both parties.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a fair deal. If anything, I think that we're getting the great end of the stick to me, because we got a guy, to me, that is special at what he does. He's arguably one of the best at what he does, requiring a double team, stopping the run. You're not going to run at him. You're not. You're not. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm overjoyed about it, but that just leads me to my next question. Is there anybody else out there that's still in free agency that you just flat out want, or you would love for the Detroit Lions to take a look at? I see that Eric Armstead, he got picked up by the Jaguars, so he's off the table. That's somebody that they were rumored to be talking with. Is there anybody out there that you really want these guys to take a look at?
Man, there's no pressing needs. I don't think we're like, I'm sitting here today like, oh man, like we gotta get this position. I'm not in that boat. I don't think there's anything desperately needed. Like a left guard, we need a left guard, draft. I would like another corner, free agent, draft. I'm good with either. I'm not dying for anything to happen. If the Detroit Lions are done signing free agents, I think I'm okay off the top of my head. The only name that it really is coming to mind is maybe a Stephon Gilmore.
That was one of the guys on my list. I would
But
love for us to add Stephon Gilmore on a 1-year deal.
because I saw Kendall Fuller go today for $8 million a year, so I
Mhm.
think that set the market. He was supposed to be the top dog for defensive back. So $8 million a year for him going to Miami. So can we get Stephon Gilmore for somewhere in that neighborhood? Maybe Kendall Fuller's getting 8. Maybe we get Gilmore for 7. I think that's more than feasible. I would just like to get this secondary fixed. No questions. Have some insurance for some injuries. That's really the only guy that's kind of coming to my mind.
Yeah, I'd love to get him here on a 1-year deal, man. I think that especially where we're not going to ask him to even be a cornerback too. We're going to ask him to be a depth piece. We're going to ask him to be a mentor, kind of like we were just talking about with DJ Reader, and we might ask him to come in and play some nickel. So you never know what guys are going to get banged up, what the season's going to look like. You always want to have depth going into this thing. Who knows who is going to fall to us in this draft? I know that Brad somehow in his magical ways has a strong idea of this draft board and gets a good feel for it, especially as this thing gets rolling. But as it stands now, we don't know what's going to happen. So I would love to get that depth there. But I do got one more guy, and I'm interested to see how you feel about him. We haven't talked about it yet at all, and that is Mike Williams. Mike Williams, Chargers. He was cut due to their cap situation. How do you feel about Mike Williams? Is it somebody that you would make a phone call on?
I'd at least make a phone call. That kind of shores up our X receiver, our big body, our red zone threat. I think Mike Williams would be a nice fit, but I don't know what his market's going to be. I really don't. That's a question, and I don't know. I don't want to say a number and look like an idiot because we were kind of off on the Calvin Ridley deal by
Yeah.
like double. So
Yeah,
I really don't know what his market is.
Yeah, but you never know, man, that you're only as valuable as a team sees you, right? So there may be one team that just thinks that you're great, and there might be the rest of the teams don't value you at all. Shoot, look at Lamar Jackson. Nobody wanted to take a shot on that guy when he was available to all 31 teams, outside of the Ravens. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you never know, man. And, all it takes is one GM, all it takes is one head coach to say, hey, you fit what we do, and we want you. So he did have a 3-year, $20 million deal with the Chargers. Why they cut him that deal, I have absolutely no idea. He is a beast. Don't get me wrong. He is a beast, but that's big time money. But the first thing that came to mind, and this was a little bit of ignorance on my part, was this dude's never on the field.
Injury prone as well.
Yeah, this dude's never on the field. And when I went and I looked at the numbers of games played, I had to check myself because it really wasn't as bad as I thought. Now, he was only on a game. He was only played three games last season, but that's the only season that was like that. Right. In 2022, he played 13. 2021, it was 16 games. 2020, 15 games. 2019, 15 games. 2018, 16 games. And then 2017, it was 10 games. So this is a guy who I thought wasn't on the field. Like if you would have asked me to predict those numbers before I looked, I'd have told you he was on the field way less than he was. That makes me way more optimistic on his ability to come in and contribute. I think that he needs to go to a place like Detroit. And the reason why I say a place like Detroit is he needs to go to a place to where he doesn't have to be the dude, right? He doesn't have to be the guy. So Amon-Ra's here. Sam Laporta's here. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's going to be footballs going around to other places. He doesn't have to be a marquee guy. He can be a guy that when we need a big play, right? And up top from a goal line situation or a jump ball situation, he can go make that play. Still haven't mentioned the guys like even J-Mo. You know what I mean? And then our run game. So I think that if we could get a guy like Mike Williams to agree to a 1-year deal, I remember when we bought in DJ Chark. I think he's way better than DJ Chark, and we paid him $10 million, right? DJ Chark went on to go to the Panthers, and he got $5 million. So we talked about the cap space a little bit, and guys, before you hammer us about this cap, we don't have all the financial books. All we have is what we can find on the internet as far as what's available right now. Without Davenport, without
Reader,
Reader, and without Skipper, yep, we had about 25 to 28 mil left in cap. Now, it's going to take us about 8 million to sign our draft class, right? So we would have the money to bring in somebody like a Mike Williams if he would agree to a 1-year deal. Right, we have the money available to be able to do that, and it wouldn't even necessarily be crazy tight. And what I understand about the cap is this: if you don't spend, I forget what the percentage is, but if you got to spend close to all of your cap, otherwise you get penalized and have to spread that money out to the players anyways. So it's not like saving this money is going to do us any good anyways. So how we disseminate the rest of this cap money is going to be interesting. I'm not here to tell you that we have to go get a Mike Williams. It has to happen. But I do believe we got to make that phone call at least and see what his number is. And if you can get him in here on a 1-year deal, have him come in and be our ex receiver, you're telling me now we got Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, whoever we get at guard in the draft to go with this phenomenal offensive line, man.
Tom Kennedy.
Man, it would be crazy, man. I would even say, man, the things that Tom Kennedy is going to do on that practice squad, I think is going to be special.
I'll say this. I'll tell you exactly why you thought Mike Williams missed a lot of games. It's because he's boom or bust. And your next question is going to be, how do you say that, Steve? Mike Williams was a pivotal part in my fantasy football championship run a few years ago. If you could find those very small pockets where he's productive throughout the season, it's about a 4-game stretch. Yeah. He'll either go out and get you 9 catches for 160 and 2 touchdowns, or he's going to go out and get you 1 catch for 3 yards on a bubble screen, and that's it. So he's not overly productive, and he wasn't the main guy with the Chargers. That's always been Keenan Allen for like the last 10 years and even somewhat of Austin Eckler the last handful. But I do like his frame. I do like what he can do. I don't know. I'm not giving him a 2-year deal. If he's willing to take a 1-year deal for 6-7 million, I'm all for it. But he's not a stat sheet guy. But we don't need a stat sheet guy. We need a guy when we're on the 10 and you got 3 guys covering Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 guys covering Sam Laporta. He's just another option. Another, what is he, like 6'5", I think, 6'4"?
Yes, 6'4".
Yeah, like we need a big receiver. I will say that. And he right now he's probably the best one out there.
Steve, we talked about it the other day. Don't quote me because I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe. So go by the numbers that I believe. I believe that Josh Reynolds was getting $7 million was what his projection was. All right. So I think he got 4 or 5. And now if we re-sign him, his projected market value was about $7 million. So at $7 million to re-sign a Josh Reynolds, do you re-sign him or do you give Mike Williams $10 million for one season?
Good question.
What do you think?
What was it again? I blacked out.
Do you give Mike Williams $10 million for one season, or do you re-sign Josh Reynolds for $7 million?
Honestly, if those are my 2 options, I'd probably go Josh Reynolds. But I think there's receivers in the draft that I like more than I like Mike Williams too. So there is that X factor. So I might actually take option 3. I might just say pick 29, Xavier Leggett, 6'3", catch radius, yak machine, can do everything I want. I got 5 years of control for him. He's younger. I'd probably choose option 3, William. Not to blow up your question, but
to me, there's still no reason why you can't take option 3 because you're signing him to a 1-year deal. He's not going to be there after that 1 year anyways. Because to me, there's no guarantee. We talk about it and we see it in our mock drafts, but no different than somebody went up and selected Jahmyr Gibbs, who I got at the first half of a 3rd round in a mock draft last year, and I was getting him every mock draft in the 2nd round. Somebody I truly believe that Xavier Leggett's not going to be there at 29. That's what I truly believe. I truly believe that somebody's going to select him. It's just somebody is going to fall in love with a guy that is that big and that powerful. And
I'll take a Donnie Mitchell.
And I think he's going to be gone too.
Xavier Worthy.
Now I think that Xavier Worthy will probably be there.
There you go. Problem solved.
And that's not somebody that I would want over Mike Williams to fit what we do in Detroit and what we need in Detroit. I need an X receiver. I need a big guy, big body. I need somebody that can close those red zone situations when we're at the 4 or the 5 yard line and we're not in a position to run the football. Somebody that can either high point the football and open up the middle of that field for Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown, because you have to have a safety leaving that box, leaving that middle of the field to go help out, at the pylon.
Can I bring up one more thing that I wish I would have thought of when we were talking about DJ Reader?
What's that?
There's a lot of people, and I mean, I think 90% of Metro Detroit wanted the Detroit Lions to go out and get Danielle Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle Hunter got 27 million.
I don't even know who Danielle Hunter is.
25 million, something like that. He got 25, 27 million. I can't remember his exact contract, but a lot of people in Detroit wanted him. A lot of people, I wanted him, but I was like, 25, that's probably my cutoff. If we go low 20s, we might be talking. So for that 25 million, the Detroit Lions got 2 starters compared to 1. We got a 2-for-1 deal. We got DJ Reader on a $13-ish million contract, traded for Carlton Davis, $14 million contract. We got a number 1 corner and shored up our defensive line, making it, in my opinion, it's still a top 5 defensive tackle duo in the league. So let's just put that Danielle Hunter stuff to bed. It's gone. It's over with. He's in Houston. We'll travel down there this year, hand them an ass whooping, show them why the Tennessee Titans left town to go on to better and greener pastures. That's what we're going to do to them. We're going to just get a shovel and bury them. But I just wanted to put that out there. We got a 2-for-1 deal. You want 1 star, or do you want two solid role players, key pieces for this Detroit Lions defense?
Yeah. You're dead on. I wouldn't mind. I told you before that Danielle Hunter wasn't my number 1 or number 2. Really wasn't even my number 3, but he's a guy, if we would have got him, I would have been happy about it. But I don't think that he's a complete game wrecker, just him in itself. Right? Oh, like those guys that we talked about before, TJ Watt,
game wrecker.
He's just going to wreck games, period. And I think that's when you start talking about that 27, 30 million.
Yeah, you're talking the elite of the league. You're talking TJ Watts, Nick Bosa's, Khalil Mack, maybe is somewhere in there. You got to be one of those guys that you're a problem for all 4 quarters. Like you are game planned around.
to me, you have to be in that realm of Micah Parsons and TJ Watt. I got to be able to move you around. I got to be able to play you at multiple levels. Those are guys that you can play at the linebacker, you can play at the edge rusher. It's just I can move you. Sometimes they move Micah Parsons and TJ Watt into the middle of the formation and let them rush from there. It is you can't you have a hard time game planning from me because you don't know where I'm going to be. To me, that's special. I know where Danielle Hunter is going to be on the right edge or the left edge. And I'm gonna send the help. You know what I mean? So, but not knocking the guy. He's a great football player. No shade. Good luck to him. When he's not playing the Detroit Lions.
See you soon.
Yep.
See you real soon. We're going to play them this year. I'm actually kind of looking into going down there. I kind of want to go down to Houston. Even though I've been to Houston, it's a shithole. Good barbecue, though. I will give them that. But one last thing. Detroit Lions extended the contracts of Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell today, also Chris Spielman, keeping that core foundation of the front office together. I think that was huge. I know Brad Holmes has caught a lot of heat, especially this offseason for whatever reason you can come up with yourself. I guess I'm trying to be nice, but GM executive of the year last year, voted the number 1 draft class of 2023. We locked those guys up through 2027. I think that's a big move. Chris Spielman, very, very underrated, doesn't get talked about enough. So we're very lucky to have him in our front office and part of this team, because what he does behind the scenes, what I guess he would do, is probably really huge, but you just never hear his name. He doesn't get any of the glory. It all goes to Brad, but I think he's truly Brad's right-hand man.
Yeah, man, this whole thing started with him and Sheila, man, and I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah, so Detroit Lions, we turned it around. We got to keep the ball rolling. We talked about a lot today about DJ Reader, hot topic, big ticket, probably, in our opinion, number 1 signing for the Detroit Lions. No knock on Carlton Davis, huge position there too, huge position of need. Amik Robertson, add some depth. Still some guys out there we could go get that we talked about. We talked about Gilmore. We talked about Mike Williams. Leave some comments down below. Let us know how you feel. Hit that like button. If you're new here, stick around, subscribe. We'll be back later with some more content.
Peace.